Opinion research and public policy consulting firm Eviteris. KBLA Talk 1580 was found to be the most trusted, credible, and reliable source on the airways for Black Los Angeles and beyond.
Check it out.
We take our role seriously as your trusted messenger. At KBLA Talk 1580, it's about truth, not ratings. And when you hear us say, when we come forward, we mean it. We mean it.
That's the bottom line.
We're not going back. Not to the back of the bus, not to back alleys, not back in the closet, and definitely not back to the good old days.
Might as well forget it. No way.
We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn!
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason. Returned to KBLA Talk 1580. We played the perfect record by this wonderful group called Moonchild. It's called Cure, the name of the record. And the first lines of the song is, I've had my eyes on you for a while. So let's go back to Francisco, because he had his eyes on...
Yes, sir. I'm not about to play with you.
I love it. Come on. This is young love, man. It's the best love you can have, young love, man. Well, I can't say that. There's some old people that's got some pretty good loving going on. But talk to me, brother. What made you say, not only do I want this woman, she's a young lady, a young woman. Not only do I want her, I want to lock it down. What made you take the next step?
Well, she's my best friend.
Wow. There we go.
She's my best friend. Yeah, she's someone...
Francisco, let me just say this. Don't cry, dog.
No.
I don't want...
No, I'm just...
We got cameras all around this studio, brother. I mean, the way he's breathing is labored. Like... No, he having a Martin moment. Don't just come on, Francisco, fight through it, man.
Yeah, no, she's someone I see myself with for a really long time.
Yeah.
And she possesses a lot of qualities that I really admire. She's my confidant. I can come to her for anything, really. Something like a safe haven.
I like that.
Yeah.
I hear you, young man. Now I'm gonna start with because I still have questions for the relationship, because you guys know whatever you went through in your home life, right? Whatever you modeled from the crib, y'all gonna take that into your adult relationship. You know that. So, and a lot of times it's going to pop up as conflicts. And conflict doesn't mean violence. It just means disagreements, right? And trust me, you guys have to be looking forward if you want to make this thing work. You got to look forward to those moments. Like, okay, I'm eager to work this out. I'm eager to figure this out. I'm eager to see what from my past shows up in this conflict, so I can take ownership of it and start to break it down, right? From me, internally. You got to start there if you want this thing to work. Because, like I said, you know, the euphoria of being together, that's all beautiful, and I love her, and she loves me, and that's all great. But you got to understand, relationship is work. And how I frame that work is not Francisco working on Codigo. It's not that. Or Codigo working on Francisco. It's Codigo working on Codigo and Francisco working on Francisco. If you guys want it to work, you guys want it to last, you guys want it to just keep going, you have to be eager to seek yourself out, right? Like, oh, okay, we have a conflict. How am I going to show up? I want to see how I show up. Because oftentimes we're looking at our partner, you better show up right or I'm going to have a problem with you. No, you got to stay connected, stay self-observant. Man, this is going to be fire. We got so many phone callers. People want to share with you guys. People want to give you guys some insights. But before we get to that phone line, how did you propose?
We were actually at her parents' house.
What?
Yeah.
With her dad and mom?
Yeah.
Was mama tripping? Because you know your mama could be, she a little firecracker. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I had to speak with her father. Spoke with the father after I got the blessing.
Well, you did it the old school way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Youngsters did it the old school way. Let me talk to you, Mr. I'm going to give your father a last name. Let me talk to you, Mr. Robertson. And what did he say? What, like when you say, hey, man, I want to marry your daughter, what did he say?
So they had actually known me for a minute. And I remember meeting them, and I remember them taking to me pretty well, really good actually, and the relationship with the parents has always been a good one. They're really wonderful people, and so the conversation went pretty smooth. I mean, it was I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but I had no reason to be nervous at all, honestly. It was just like I was speaking to my own father, really.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
When we come forward, we're going to get her response. It's turned up in here tonight. The voice of reason is on fire. We've got black young love. What you know about black green love? That green fresh love. Fresh produce love. Whole foods love. When we come forward, the voice of reason shall continue.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net. And together, we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
If you have certain chronic conditions, such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
Did you know it pays to drive electric? With government rebates, you'll save thousands on the purchase of a new or used EV. And the more you drive, the more you'll save, both on fuel and maintenance far into the future. Start seeing savings today. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
The thrill of victory. The thrill of victory. Thrill of victory. Yeah, man.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes to congratulate Mayor-elect Karen Bass on her historic win as the first woman and only second African-American to serve as chief executive of the city of Los Angeles.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Bass, and welcome back to unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and this is my very first interview, and I am proud that it's here.
We are proud to have you here. What do you want to say to the listeners of KBLA Talk 1580?
I want to say thank you from just, I'm just full of the love that I felt every place I went in the community, and I just want the listeners to know that I promise you I won't disappoint you. I will be accessible. I will never forget where I'm from, and understand that is my primary motivation.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Karen Bass, holding all leaders accountable to you.
No matter who you voted for, no matter who you are or where you live, I will be a mayor for you.
We're KBLA Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Talk 1580. And we don't black down. We've got a lot to talk about. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So hype right now. See these two youngsters come together, man, and lock it in. I just like to see people win, man. I really do, man. I like to see people win, and they here, man. Francisco and his woman. That's how you do it.
Yes, sir.
Francisco and his woman. Don't even mention her name. It's Francisco and his woman. Hey, and I love it, man. He's talking about how he proposed to his girl. They're young. They're in their 20s, early 20s, 25 and 26, respectively. And I think it's amazing. And I've been asking the callers to call in and give them some advice. I mean, we're all works in progress. I call everybody a whip. Work in progress. We're all whips. So you want the relationship to work, you got to get to work on yourself. You need to understand that that's a never-ending process. You working on you controlling what is yours to control, you looking at yourself, you know. And this is why I say how to be what you seek in others, right? For so many of us, I mean, there are a lot of us that are elevated in age. We've been looking to our partners to give us everything we think we need. And what I'm saying is, if you come in as an integrated person, a person that is in alignment, a person that is congruent, meaning I look forward to challenging myself to be better. I look forward to cultivating my truth. I look forward to cultivating self-esteem, self-worth, self-acceptance, self-acknowledgement. That's not my partner's job. When you start doing that, you start to radiate at a different level, and you start to ask less of your partner. Now, people who haven't done all of that work, what they tend to do is expect their partner to be all the things that they are not to themselves. Thus, tonight's topic, how to be what you seek in others. Callers, if you want to call in and give this young couple some advice, what to avoid, what to look for, I would appreciate it. 1-800-920-1580. Let's do it. True Monger from Dallas, Texas is in the building. True, talk to us.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, brother. You on the line. What's happening?
Oh, man. First of all, congratulations to the couple.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, too. What kind of adversity have you all faced together as a couple?
Boom.
So far?
Right out the bat, huh?
He gon' listen. He gonna ask the tough questions. Francisco, deliver the answer unto the to the caller, sir.
When we first moved in, we actually had no money. It was our first time stepping out into the real world. It's kind of scary, actually, being able to experience adulthood, especially with a partner. And we basically started off with nothing, and then slowly but surely, gradually, just things started falling into place. And
so y'all were building.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
It. I like it. Started from nothing, and now you're here.
Yeah.
Codiga?
Yeah, he's completely right on that one. Also, as well, I would say, like, having tough discussions in a sense of, like, you know, you guys get into a heated argument and you recognize that you don't like the way your partner handles conversations, or you feel like, hey, I feel like you should work on this. I feel like that is a big thing that is a major part of a relationship, is how you communicate with your partner, right? And there's been a lot of times, I mean, you know, obviously we have our good times, but we also have our moments when we, you know, clash. But I feel like it's your low moments that really say a lot about your relationship. So when we do get into it, I feel like, I feel like, you know, you get into it can be one of those main adversities. When you guys do get into it, though, I feel like how you go about that, how do you guys communicate with each other, is a major thing. And I always try to, you know, it's not, emotions can be deceiving, and obviously anyone can, you know, get upset and say things that you don't mean. But I think it's important not to allow too much time, space to allow feelings to fester and build and secret animosity. I feel like those should be things that you attack soon after, you know, you guys get into a disagreement.
So y'all had some pop-offs, which is normal.
Yeah,
that's normal. Who's the aggressive communicator, and who is the one that shuts down? It's all right. Because I know there's somebody in there like, listen here, you're going to listen to what I got to say. And then there's somebody that's probably like, I'm not saying nothing.
I think we do a little bit of it both.
Yeah.
We kind of are the same. You know, we kind of mirror each other in a way of how I feel like how we deal with our arguments too. Sometimes he might, have an outburst and get upset. I'm just listening. And sometimes we're talking over each other and then I realize, you know what? I have a moment and I'm like, you know what? I can't hear what he's saying. Let me actually, hear what he's saying. Let me hear him out, hear where he's coming from first before I vent, and I vent. And then I might say something that, he might shut down, and I might notice that he shuts down. And I'm like, well, why aren't you saying anything,
That's because he's having a conversation with the other twin.
Right.
That Gemini business is like, listen here, man, don't trip. I got this. Let me handle it. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think listening is really important. I'm more of a listener than I am a talker.
We could tell. You taking your time talking right now. We love it. She already told me he was an introvert, so I've been trying to pull him out through this interview, and he's actually doing a damn good job. He's actually killing it. Truemonger, you got another question for him?
Not really. They pretty much answered it. Just to say that people are gonna give you all kinds of advice on how y'all should handle your marriage. Take off it with a grain of salt, because what it's gonna end up being is what you two make it.
Yeah.
However it is y'all decide to make it is what it's gonna be. As long as y'all open to each other, y'all communicate with each other, and y'all feel comfortable doing that to each other, a lot of things will work themselves out. And y'all each grow, each gonna be growing at your own pace. Y'all can work as a unit and help each other get better. So that's pretty much it for me.
I appreciate you, Truemonger. Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you.
We
Thank you for
appreciate it. And then I'm gonna say this too. Y'all should really consider premarital counseling.
Premarital counseling.
Yes. You should call my homegirl, my sister. I call her my sister. Dr. Jashana Johnson. She's amazing, man. She was on my television show. She has a radio show here on KBLA. She ain't no joke. So communication skills, she can help you with that. Conflict resolution or conflict management, she can help you with that. She's outstanding. And like I say, sometimes it's best to go that route first. Because you know what we like to do. Let me just put it out there. We like to self-medicate when there's a conflict. What do I mean by self-medicate? We go to the little toolbox that we inherited from our parents, and we try to deal with it the best way we know how. It's like self-medicating. No. Sometimes you should go check that toolbox and say, okay, we're missing this, we're missing that. Let me go talk to this professional, this expert, and get this toolbox retrofitted with some tools that we may need in the future. We don't need it now. We're not having problems now. That's why I say, go see them before the problems come. You know what I mean? So you'll be able to deal with those problems, you know what I'm saying, when they manifest themselves. Because let me tell you something about love and relationships. Problems ain't gonna never stop. You're going to always have good times, but just like good times, you're going to always have challenging times. And I won't label challenging times bad times, but you're always going to have challenging times. So, you're going to have to develop some resilience, some strength, and you guys have already shown that you got that. Who we got? Willie? Willie from Palmdale. Willie?
How you doing, Don?
Brother Willie, is that you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing, Willie? What word you have for the young couple here today, son?
Well, I was just going to say to the young man, never point your finger at your wife and complain about her, the things that she do, because she might tell you that she's not telling you everything she don't like about you. I don't know if that makes sense, Zar.
I'm trying to put all the syllables together. and then just say it again.
I said like this. I was pointing at my wife one evening to tell her things I didn't like, and she told me, "Do you think I tell you everything I don't like about you?" And I said, "What?"
Blew your mind, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what happened, Willie. Willie, you pointed at your wife and said, "Look at you. You need to stop doing this." And she said, "Do you know all of the things I done held back about you?" Okay, I got it, Willie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I want to share.
Thank you, Willie. That's good advice.
But your advice about Dr. LaShonda Johnson, that's a beautiful suggestion. I think they'll like her.
They would love Jashana. I know that. I know it 100%. You guys would love Dr. Jashana John. I'm telling you. You would love. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, Willie.
Thank you, John.
All right,
Thank
Willie.
you,
People calling in with great advice. He said, don't point at your wife. You point at your wife, she gonna point back with things you never knew she knew about. 1-800-920-1580. Call in and give this young couple some advice. Do I have to? I got time. Fred. Okay, Fred. Fred from San Fernando. This is about to be a ride. Okay, come on, Fred.
Congratulations, you two.
Thank you.
May God bless you in all y'all endeavors, okay?
Thank you.
So now, Uncle Fred finna ask some questions.
You that uncle automatically, Fred?
Yeah,
Uncle Fred.
Uncle.
Come on, Fred.
Do either one of you cook?
Of course. I cook.
Name 3 dishes.
I could cook shrimp with broccoli and mashed potatoes. I could cook anything. I could cook spaghetti. I could cook I'm still working on my menu, but I could cook steak and a good healthy meal, whatever you want. Any meat with any side. I can make a lot of different stuff. Pasta, like it don't matter.
Fred, this ain't the marriage SAT test. Name 3 dishes you can.
No, because the reason why I'm saying, if you guys plan on having kids, you need to know how to cook.
Oh yeah.
Solid advice.
Of course.
That's good advice.
And
Fred.
that means him too, because sometimes she might be at work, she might not be feeling good, she might be out of town. So he knows how to. He needs to know how to cook just like her.
I have the best teacher next to me.
Yeah. Do you know how to wash clothes?
we just did laundry this weekend.
Okay, good. And the last question: do you both of y'all like to clean house?
Of course.
Yeah, we're cleaning every day.
Okay, the reason why I'm saying all this is y'all are gonna have a beautiful relationship and marriage, but when the kids start showing up, then that's when it kind of put a little pressure on y'all.
Maybe, Fred. Maybe it might put some pressure on them. They might love the whole process, and it feels wonderful to them. Not everybody gonna struggle. Let me just say, Fred, thank you so much for hanging on the line. We appreciate the insight, Uncle Fred from the San Fernando Valley. Listen, if you want to call in and share some insight with this young couple, man, please call in and give them some well wishes and good words. The Voice of Reason is live on KBLA Talk 1580. We're having a great conversation. When we come forward, we shall continue it.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The U.S. Postal Service has announced its shipping deadlines for packages to arrive by Christmas Eve. The deadline for regular ground service is December 17th. Priority mail must be sent by December 19th, and the Priority Mail Express deadline is December 23rd. New data shows life insurers paid out a record $100 billion in benefits last year. The American Council of Life Insurers reports that's a jump of nearly 11% from 2020. The amount of life insurance policies sold last year also went up just over 6%. Former President Trump is seeing even more criticism for his recent meeting with Kanye West and white national Nick Fuentes at his Florida resort. The Orthodox Union released a statement saying Trump's association with them is deeply worrisome. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Stonefire Grill's easy-to-order takeout holiday favorites bundle makes your holiday a breeze. It includes tri-tip boneless chicken breast, garlic mashed potatoes, barbecue chopped salad, corn on the cob, and fresh-baked breadsticks. The holiday favorites bundle for 10 or more at stonefiregrill.com.
Drop it! When you tune in to KBLA Talk 1580, we want you to know what you're downloading.
Now you listen to me, and you listen to me closely.
In a recent African-American media issue survey conducted by the public opinion research and public policy consulting firm Eviderus, KBLA Talk 1580 was found to be the most trusted, credible, and reliable source on the airways for Black Los Angeles and beyond.
Check it out.
We take our role seriously as your trusted messenger. At KBLA Talk 1580, it's about truth, not ratings. And when you hear us say, when we come forward, we mean it. We mean it.
That's the bottom line.
We're not going back. Not to the back of the bus, not to back alleys, not back in the closet, and definitely not back to the good old days.
Might as well forget it. No way.
We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
This year marks 10 years strong of Covered California providing quality, affordable health insurance. Celebrate with us at the Community Wellness Fair on Tuesday, November 29th from 1 to 5 p.m. at Center of Hope Church, located at 9550 Crenshaw Boulevard in Inglewood. Enjoy an afternoon of free health screenings, various community resources, giveaways, and free lunch while supplies last. Enrollers will be on site to answer questions and help with the enrollment process. Covered California is looking forward to celebrating 10 years strong with the community next Tuesday, November 29th. See you there.
Ew. Stuck in a cycle of rewashing your clothes? Ugh. Because you can't remove tough laundry odor? Ugh. When detergent by itself can't cut it, use new Downy Rinse and Refresh. With a breakthrough odor-removing formula, it removes odors in one wash, better than the leading value detergent in 3 washes, keeping all your laundry fresh. Now you can break the cycle of rewashing with Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Maisha Cairo here with Dom Kennedy at JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. They're here to promote generational wealth building in Black communities. He's an independent rapper and the owner of OPM record label. Dom Kennedy, why do you find it important to be here today at this event with Chase?
For me, we've been having a lot of conversations with them, and giving me a lot of good facts and a lot of good feedback that I felt like needed to be shared. And if people heard it, they would take to the information and it would help them on their quest to be homeowners and just better off financially across the board. They like my perspective and being an artist and somebody that people knew that was born and raised in LA. People older and like bank managers could kind of be a little intimidating, I guess, to everyday people, especially that has never purchased a home. So just the angle of me being able to communicate it and make the story real, I guess for the younger people was a great opportunity and I didn't want to pass on.
That's awesome. So answer me this. Why is it important for companies like Chase to promote generational wealth in Black and brown communities?
Keep it real. They make a lot of money off the Black and brown communities. I look at it like it's a great responsibility for them to take on, to want to share some knowledge and some facts and try to put more people in homes, and give them a shot at and a chance at generational wealth. I think it's beneficial to both parties,
I'm Maisha Cairo, and that was Dom Kennedy. Stay tuned for more tips from Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce a can't-miss community event.
It's a celebration.
Welcome home, Mayor-elect Karen Bass.
Oh my God.
Join us for this free public event as we celebrate Mayor-elect Bass's historic victory. There'll be entertainment, food trucks, and a diverse array of vendors, along with attendance and participation from community leaders, elected officials, celebrities, business owners, and other notables. KBLA Talk 1580 will host Mayor-elect Bass on the main stage as we reflect on the importance of this moment and what it means for the Black community, women, and all Angelinos who believe in the limitless potential of our amazing city. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 and our social media platforms for all the important details. We look forward to celebrating with Mayor-elect Karen Bass and you.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now, it's a celebration.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Of Reason has returned to KBLA, and I'm excited. That's the cartoons, man. The record is called Be There For You. Got a whole vibe going on tonight. The whole vibe is right. Hip-hop beats and young love in the building. Fire topic. How to be what you seek in others. So I brought in a nuclear missile, a marriage missile. I had to because the youngsters, they're adults. Don't get it twisted. 25, 26 respectively. Imaya Milan. Yes. Did I pronounce it correctly?
You pronounced it.
Bing, right?
Fantastically.
And her husband-to-be, Lord Francisco.
Francisco.
I have to say it like, because Francisco is such a royal type name. I am Francisco, Duke of Portugal or something. I don't know. But I had to bring in a marriage missile. Somebody that's been married for 17 years, and I asked Robin Ayers from the Danny Morrison Show just to come in and give these youngsters some insight. And she went right in and just started laying down the science. I said, hold on. We got to do this on the air. So, Robin, can you just give them, because you've been married for 17 years. Can you just give them like the journey in a nutshell, like in a time capsule?
Yeah, I can. Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me to even speak to you guys about marriage, because some people, that happened with us, my husband and I. Everybody was like, let me put you up on game, and everybody wanted to sit down. And after a while, we were like, all right, we got it. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody you want speaking into your relationship. You kind of have to, use wisdom there. So I appreciate, Zoe, thanks for having me on, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to even speak on it. Like I said, I've been married for 17, almost 18 years. And of course, you're going to go the ups and the downs. They just come with the territory. Zoe, you hit the nail on the head when you talked about premarital counseling. Mm-hmm. Number one, you're not even thinking about what's going to come up. Premarital counseling, one of the reasons for it is that it lists out all the possibilities, all the things you're not even thinking about. Have you talked about each other's like family history? Have you talked about how you would raise children? Have you talked about, if we get into like a heated argument and we have kids, or we're still just living with the two of us, how do we handle that? Those types of conversations come up in premarital. if you should choose to do that. But I'll give you my quick little synopsis on what I think makes a powerful, long-lasting marriage. Obviously, there are the foundations of like communication and all that stuff, but friendship is the name of the game. You have to remember that, you know, who you like, that's my friend. Before we were anything, before we were attracted to each other, we were just friends. Like, what's up? You know, like if I talk to my best friend today, and she has an attitude, I don't come at her like, why you got an attitude with me? I'm like, what's up? Like, you okay? Like, that's how I talk to my friend. What tends to happen in relationships is we talked about this before, we put on this entitlement hat of like, because I'm your wife, you can't talk to me like that. Or because I'm your husband, don't talk to me like that. So and that's that entitlement that starts working in that realm. But if you bring it back down to just the basics, my friend, you want to check on your friend. How's my friend doing today? Isn't
like that? Yeah.
Isn't that powerful?
The friend piece is big.
Yeah. The other thing is, because this was really big for me, I'm naturally like an independent kind of girl. I've been that my whole life. I had to realize that compromise is the name of the game, but on both parties. It's not giving up yourself. It's just now like it's not all about me and my ways. It's really understanding your friend, really understanding, you know, what that person is going through. Another thing that changed the game for me. Let me tell you what changed the game for me, right?
Give it up.
Let me tell you
up.
So, oh, this is yours. I'm all taking your way. I mean, this is what I do on my show. I'll be liking another thing. Okay, so what changed the game? My husband, whenever we were having a disagreement, I don't believe we've ever really argued for real. We just have disagreements. We vowed in premarital, because we did it, that we wouldn't go beyond a certain point. Like, we're not going to be yelling and raising, but we're not doing that, right? We'll stop before we get to that point. What changed the game was we would often, like, he would tell me something that he felt that I did wrong, and I would try to justify my ways. I would try to get him to understand why I did what I did. And he would always be like, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. So there was a gap in communication. And I'm like, well, if you just understand why I did it, your mentality would change. You won't be so offended. So what I've learned is, if you just put that to the side, it doesn't matter what happened, why it happened, your reasoning. Sometimes he or she will just want you to hear what they're saying and validate where they're coming from. It doesn't matter, you know, you have the right reason. You could be right. You could be absolutely, because there's a million times that I'm right with my husband, but we're not trying to figure that out. He wants me to hear him. So that's a game changer for sure.
Being in alignment over being right.
Absolutely, 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Robin Ayers from the Danny Morrison Show. She made an impromptu appearance to speak. This is community outreach. A lot of people don't understand that. When a community rallies around a young couple and we sitting here sharing insight for a journey that we don't know what it's going to look like. They don't know what it's going to look like, but we just like laying out little markers to say, could look like this. Be prepared for this. Look for this. This is community outreach. I love it, man. I love it. Thank you, Robin.
Yeah,
Thank you, Robin.
Absolutely. And then do you guys have any questions? Did y'all come in here and ask Zoe questions?
No, I've been badgering them the whole time. Because I know her. I'm just getting to know her guy. I've known, about him.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting to know him, and I'm like, okay, cool. I like the kid. I'm calling you kid because I'm great. Just let it happen. I'm a young Santa, dog, before I got big.
It's all good.
Just let it happen, man. But I really appreciate you, Robin. Thank you for jumping in here and giving them that insight,
It was great insight, too, truly.
Yes. Good. Yes, everybody, my chat room is like, shout out to Robin.
Hey,
So, again, I want to know your mama's response, because I know your mom she's a firecracker.
Oh, my mom was excited.
She was excited. She was happy.
She loves Francisco. She always would tell me, about Francisco when I wasn't messing with him. You know, when I wasn't talking to him, she would always tell me, you know, that boy Francisco, he was brought up right. My mom, that was the first thing my mom noticed was that he was brought up the way I was.
Mm-hmm.
And she really liked that. And she was excited to see someone like him, you know, take her daughter so seriously.
Wow. Do you think, and maybe this is a question for after we come forward, because I've heard this a lot. Do you think that men in general just don't take women seriously? Like, is it rare? From your perspective, like you're 25, and have you run into the wishy-washy? When we come forward, we're going to talk more about this issue because apparently women are going through this. When we come forward, more from the Voice of Reason.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
The NAACP calls on Twitter advertisers to take action after Trump's reinstatement. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. Derek Johnson, president and CEO of the NAACP, calls on advertisers to take action after the social media platform's users voted for Trump's account to be reinstated in a poll posted by Twitter owner Elon Musk. 51.8% of its over 15 million votes cited for Trump's reinstatement on the platform, and so it was. So Mr. Johnson tweeted, quote, "Any advertiser still funding Twitter should immediately pause all advertising now," end quote. Johnson's call comes at a time when even CBS News, Balenciaga, and Playbill have reevaluated their usage of Twitter. Internally, Twitter has seen mass resignations along with abrupt firings in recent days. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Twitter, and free speech? Let us know by chatting with us on Instagram or Facebook at KBLA 1580.
You're the victim of a car accident. Who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
Congratulations to this week's KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week, LA County Department of Children and Family Services. LA County Department of Children and Family Services promotes child safety and well-being by partnering with communities to strengthen family. Congratulations, LA County DCFS.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
Sink into your spirit. The Voice of Reason's playlist is his co-host. Now, if you could imagine tonight's conversation in your household with a wise uncle or a wise aunt, wise family members sitting around a young couple, that's connecting families. This is what it's supposed to feel like. You understand? You see Auntie walk in. Hey, somebody send Auntie Robin in here. Then Auntie Robin show up. Listen, this is what you got to look out for. It's just, this is why I said this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is community empowerment, where you see somebody, a couple, man, y'all can make it all the way. And I will give you this. One of the best pieces of advice is, not all advice is good advice. You know, sometimes you guys got to close the doors to everybody's talking heads, you know. Because remember, nobody's experience is your experience. And everything that they're giving you could be like little glimpses of what could be, but may not be. You know, because your experience is your experience. But you were saying something before we came forward, because I was asking, you said, you know, it's refreshing to have a man to, you know, have some conviction. He believed, hey, this is who I want to be with. This is what I want. And I had to ask the question, are you saying before him, you were running into guys that were acting like they wanted something, but really didn't want it? Talk to me.
Well, most definitely. I feel like when you have to play games, and I feel like you can't be honest and, you know, forthcoming with someone, you're hiding something. You know, when you're hiding something, you know, you can't give all of yourself. So how do you expect to have something serious and you're not even giving, you know, your best effort, your best foot forward? And, yeah, that's what I...
So most men are not putting their best foot forward? In your experience?
Yeah, I think that a lot of insecurities get in the way. I think that's another reason why there's a lot of games. Insecurities, people like to run, you know, hula hoops around you, and, you know, they can be deceiving, and, you know, they want you to believe them to be a certain way. So I think that, I definitely think that people play games to give you blurry mirrors because they're not sure themselves.
Blurry mirrors. Listen, when we come forward, she said something that was profound. Blurry mirrors. When we come forward, we're going to wrap up today's show. This was a powerful conversation. When we come forward, you're going to get the rest of it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you, when we fight, we win. Central CSO organizes for the rights of the undocumented, quality public education, and supporting in solidarity other communities seeking social justice. Central CSO stands for Chicano X, self-determination, defending public education, and fighting for all oppressed people in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. Find Central CSO meetings every third Wednesday. Visit online at centralcso.wordpress.com or on Instagram at CentralCS. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Four racial arsonists set LA City Hall on fire. And everybody is running out of the building straight to KBLA Talk 1580.
I am pleased to welcome LA City Councilman Mike Bonin to this program. Councilman, how are you, sir?
Hello. Thank you, Tavis.
Councilmember Curran Price, good to have you on, sir. How are you today?
I'm well, Tavis. Thank you. Good to be with you and your listeners.
I'm pleased to have LA City Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez on this program. How are you today, ma'am?
Good morning, Tavis.
Councilman O'Farrell, good to have you on, sir. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Tavis. So glad to join you this morning.
Councilman Koretz, welcome to this program, sir. How are you?
I'm honored to be on your show. Still in shock from the events of the last few days.
Marquise Harris Dawson, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning to the KBLA family.
Councilmember Heather Hutt, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique.
I am pleased to welcome the new president of the LA City Council, Paul Krakoury. Mr. President, how are you, sir?
Good morning, Tavis. I'm well. Thank you very much.
Holding all politicians accountable to you. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know You want some more? More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
And gentlemen, welcome back to the Voice of Reason. We had a wonderful conversation tonight with a young engaged couple, Imaya Milan and her beau, Francisco. And tonight's topic was big because we was talking about, how to be what we tend to demand from our partners. And I'm just going to give you just this little bit of insight. Got to learn how to complain without blame. Got to learn how to complain, and not even complain, just drop complain. Learn how to bring up issues without passing blame, without being accusatory. If there's a problem, we have to take self-initiative. Like, what do I mean by self-initiative? Internal initiative. What could I have done that was in my control that I did not do? So you gotta start with you before you start going out. If you want to be a better partner, start with what you were directly responsible for, right? Start with what you're in control of. Always focus on the issue, and understand that there's a difference between what's wrong in your partner sometimes. Sometimes the issue is the issue and it ain't got nothing to do with your partner. If you understand what I mean by that? Because sometimes we just meld it all together, right? You're the problem. No. The problem is we just didn't do this, or we just didn't do that, and then this is the result. So, and always be accountable. Always take responsibility. I think that's a good way to do it, right? We love these people who came in here today. Where do people follow you? If they could follow you. Well, she's engaged now. Ain't no more following. I know Francisco gonna be like, who is the dude from the radio that's following you now? Nah, he's laid back. He not like that. Wait a minute. Hold on. Randolph from Tennessee. Randolph, you called at the end of the show. Randolph, you got to make it quick. If you go give him some advice, it got to be quick, Randolph.
I got you. To the couple, I want them to know that love is great, but to sustain that love, take some steps. Communication is one key thing. You got to learn to listen to each other and not learn to talk to each other and not at each other. It's going to be some ups, it's going to be some downs. It do not come with a handbook. But they sound like a real good couple. They do, don't they, Randolph? I'm sorry?
I said they do, Randolph. You're right.
Yeah, they do. You can actually hear it. You can feel the vibe off of it. I'm a 60-plus-year-old.
Well, Randolph, thank you, brother. We appreciate the insight. We got to move forward. Listen, coming up next, of course, Danny Morrison and our girl, Robin Ayers, about to keep the fire lit. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the one and only KBLA Talk 1580, the voice of reason. Deuces.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike.